hooligans in the club tonight. What? But it's gonna be alright. Yeah. Cause me and my clique, we don't give a fuck. Trick Daddy. Good job. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. If you want some, come get some.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of FTW Future Focus. I am your not-so-humble correspondent, Robert Black, and to my side is the silent but deadly man from Chicago, Illinois, and he has about as much use for women's professional wrestling as I do for frozen broken pipes. He is the marvelous Marcus Buckley. How you doing, sir?
What's up, everybody?
Good to see you, sir. And is it as cold in Chicago as it's been down here?
You know what? We got a little bit of a warm up now. Last week it was freezing, but it's supposed to be like in the 20s and 30s this week. So.
Yeah.
The
reason I mentioned broken pipes is because guess what happened to me? Guess who won the pony?
Yeah.
But life goes on, and so do we. Above me is the master of wine, women, song, and cigars, the president of a Motown Wrestling Group, and a very, very cheerful man indeed, the banker himself, Mr. Tony Motown Allen. How you doing, sir, and how is the new branch you're working at?
No, that starts tomorrow. I am so fucking excited, dude. When we get off here, I'm going to get my clothes out for tomorrow like it's the first day of fucking school. I'll be out.
Well, you enjoy your work, so, it's
the cool is because when I started at this bank, they had me, the location I'm going to, they had me train there. So I worked there for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm already familiar with the staff. The manager over there is incredible. The staff is really good, though. So I'm pretty excited to be going back. Like when I had to go to my branch, everybody was like, don't go. But Daddy's back.
Sweet.
And Daddy's going to be smoking on this fine little cigar here. I got me, it's a apple cognac cigar that Mama Motown got me.
Love Mama Motown. Hope she's watching. Our biggest fan, and thanks for being here with us. We appreciate Mama Motown. We also appreciate the Tigress Ty Nickerson. She is all right down in cold Carolina. She is perfectly fine, but I think she's having some equipment problems, which is why she is not with us this week. But shout out to her, all the best. Last but not least, over in my caddy corner, the founder of our feast, the president of FTW Network, my pal and friend, former professional wrestler, promoter extraordinaire, technical wizard, and the man with the plan. He is the mastermind, Bobby Rogers. How's it going, sir?
What's up?
What's up?
Check this out. Ladies and gentlemen, 2025 is going to be hitting real different for the FTW Network. A little tidbit, Independent Island will probably be back in the next couple of months. And discussing with a couple of people of places and things. And Independent Island will probably be coming back on. Also, some other programming that may be coming back on here at the FTW Network. The only way you're going to know what it is to stay tuned and check it out. And by the way, Nikita Lyons got an ass. Damn!
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. We are back on the clock again, and God help us all.
Yes. Please
Speaking
help me with that ass. Please help me with Nikita Lyons' ass.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future. That's two. Oh boy, since we have no female representation this week, it's going to be a little bit rough, I think. Hopefully we don't.
That's what she did. I'm telling you.
Thank you for joining us on FTW.
Hey, Bobby. That's why you need a safe word.
And a helmet.
And some handcuffs.
And some rubber hoses. Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Hey, don't forget the gag bog and the flogger. That's when the night gets really good.
Thank you for joining us on FTW. Oh my God, that might be a record for the intro. That's 5 in the. Oh my God, please stop.
And for those who don't know what the gag ball and flogger is, Google it. Change your life.
Just like the genius used to say back in the day, if you don't know what it is, look it up.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh my God.
Jeez, how many are we on, Rob?
Well, okay. I rolled, just so everyone knows, I rolled the meter up to 16 because when we get
I was just talking about for today. How many we had today?
Oh, today we've got 6, which means that we are already up to 22 already. We're back up to 22 on the meter because when we went over 300, I counted the 16 extra we did that day. So we're up to 22 again already.
Nikita Lyons can count the extra I do all day.
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. That's 7. Oh, we got to get started or we're going to go to hell in a handbasket. Okay, Bobby, this subject is one that you introduced to us for the start of our program today. This is Mercedes Moné. And the way that you put it is, does Mercedes Moné deserve Biggest Bitch of the Year award for her attitude about talking about her WWE career these days? And since this is your subject, I will let you go first if you would prefer.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have talked about this Mercedes Moné for I don't know how long, about some of her antics, some of the ways she's been doing things, and her attitude. Listen, straight up. I specifically put that in there. Yes, I said it, and I don't use that term often. The Biggest Bitch Award. Because she's being a bitch. She's being a bitch when she took them pictures and told them they had to stand 15 fucking blocks away to take a fucking picture. She was a bitch when she was in WWE. Talking like she wanted to walk away because she wasn't getting away with the tag team titles and drew Naomi into that shit. She was a bitch when she went to AEW and drew all that money from fucking Tony Khan when she wasn't supposed to. Even though he was stupid enough to give it to her, she knows she was fucking wrong. She was a bitch when she gets in there and don't wrestle like she's supposed to and taking her fucking time and shortchanging the fucking fans for seeing a good match. She was a fucking bitch when she sit up here and she want to fucking complain about some shit that she don't even fucking know about, but she want to wish somebody like, and then she's still a bigger fucking bitch, but sit up here complaining about fans asking about her in WWE. I'm sorry. I understand you're with AEW. I'm saying just stand here with a new company. It makes sense, okay? You left because you had some personal fucking affliction because they wouldn't take your pussy and fucking flick it all over the place so you could squirt all over the fucking place, bitch. And then sit up here and try to get up here.
A super soaker.
Thank you for joining us on FTW.
And get mad because someone asked you about you being in fucking WWE. Who the fuck made you? Who the fuck got you fucking recognized? Who the fuck put you on that plateau to get that money from fucking Tony Khan? Who got you that popular to where even if somebody wanted you in a fucking ring to fuck off at? You are the dumbest fucking cunt I've seen in my fucking life. And I wish that Awesome Kong was still fucking wrestling. Because I would love to see Awesome Kong beat the fuck out your ass and dare you to get the fuck up. You are a disgrace to this fucking business. You are the most ignorant fucking bitch. I don't give a fuck Snoop Dogg is your fucking uncle. I love Snoop. I love Snoop to heart. And Snoop got to understand, you're in the professional wrestling business. Fuck you, bitch. Because you got a fucking problem. And you need to stop being fucking stuck up about your fucking self and realize you're a fucking professional wrestler. They're going to ask about your past. They're going to ask about things. Fans might want something. And it's up to you to be a professional and say, hey, That's not on my plateau, blah, blah, blah. Now get on the fucking camera and put on your eye makeup and sit up here and say, oh, I'm so tired. Are you going to ask us the next 10 years? No, we're not going to ask the next 10 years because you ain't going to last that fucking long. You can't wrestle that fucking good no more anyway. You should get some of that 10 million to Charlotte and all of them. I think even Becky helped your ass out and got that fucking bad. All right? But you want to sit up here and talk shit about fans that are asking legitimate questions and showing so much fucking disdain and disrespect to those fucking fans that paved your way to get your money. Bitch, fuck you. And I dare you to even make a fucking video or anything said about this shit. You want to say something? I dare you to say something. I'm just like your fucking uncle. I'm a fucking pimp. I will let you know how the fuck it goes down and dare you not to do it the way I say it. Get the fuck out of here. Get a fucking attitude because somebody asked you about fucking WWE. Bitch, be happy somebody asked about your ass in the first fucking place. Be glad they asked about your fake fucking hair. Let's go there. Let's go there. Be glad they asked you for your fake fucking hair. Be glad they asked about your fake ass fucking eyeballs. Let's do that. Can't stand this fucking broad.
I'll give a complimentary thank you for joining us for just all of that. Now, since that's kind of hard to follow, and nobody cuts a promo like Bobby Rogers, I'll take it upon myself to be the poor bastard who has to follow.
That's good because Rob, if you would have told me I'm next, I would be like, "Fuck you."
Really?
No. Bobby Rogers is my friend, and I know damn good and well that nobody can follow him, especially when he's legitimately pissed. And Bobby, I love you to death, so I'm going to take the bullet here. What you're saying is 100% right as far as the attitude of the person involved.
Fuck that bitch.
Mercedes Moné should be 100% ready for questions about the former parts of her career when confronted by fans. And it is unprofessional that she would complain about that, considering how much wrestling fandom crosses over. Whether we complain about it or not, whether we take sides or not, there are plenty of people that watch all wrestling, if not both major promotions. Depending on how obsessed you are with the product, you can watch it all, or there are loyalists, but my God in heaven, you gotta be, if you're a professional wrestler, you gotta be ready for fans to know everything about you and want to ask everything about you. Especially if you've been an international superstar that currently holds 4 belts on as many continents. Okay, you got to be ready for that kind of thing. And if Mercedes Moné is going to bitch and complain because fans won't pretend that she wasn't Sasha Banks and wasn't in WWE at some point, well, I'm sorry, you're going to have to deal with that in a better way. It's not like she's MJF and can just be a straight up ass on a kayfabe basis and get away with it. I mean, she can try to do that, but she's not a good enough promo and doesn't have the kind of skin to handle it. MJF...
Rob, can I say this?
Sure, go ahead.
A promo to start a character, I would not give a shit. This is not a promo. This is her. This is her. This is how she personally feels about fans that pay their hard-earned money to go see her. And that's what pisses me the fuck off.
Well, okay, I mean, I understand that, Bobby. I'm not saying that she was cutting a promo on a fan. I'm saying that the difference between MJF and Mercedes Moné is that MJF is so immersed in what he does inside the ring, that it's become an integral part of his personality, and he can switch it on and off like a flashlight. Mercedes Moné does not have the wherewithal and the toughness to be able to do that. And when somebody calls her on her bullshit, like you just did, vehemently, she's going to be very upset about it and take it as a personal affront.
Crap.
Guys like MJF and Jim Cornette, who have been antagonists their whole life in and out of the ring, don't give a flying fuck about any of that. But Mercedes Moné does, obviously. But she needs to, since she's making all that money, she needs to understand that people are going to ask her those questions, and she needs to grow a thicker skin, or she needs to find another vocation. Bottom line. Marcus, what do you say, sir?
Basically ditto to what both of you said, because I mean, I watch a lot of like Van Fleet and shoot interviews, and Undertaker's stuff and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Their past always comes into play. We wrestled here, this, that, and the other. So for the rest of her career, as long as she doesn't, it's going to come up. And maybe I missed it. But I never heard in her words why she left WWE. I mean, I heard a bunch of speculation. And I've heard other people's comments about the titles and not doing a job for Bianca Belair and things like that. But unless I missed it, I never heard her say why she left. 4 or 5 years, whatever amount of years ago it was that she left. And again, we already talked about going back to the incidents with the pictures. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. And the worst thing that that happened to her was getting all that money, getting superstar money for above average wrestler, in my opinion. I mean, she's good, not great, and her promos are very much lacking. So I mean, she absolutely deserves that title. She's at the moment, she's the biggest bitch. She gonna fuck around Tessa Blanchard treatment if you don't be careful with that shit.
Well, to follow up on that, she can be great with the right opponent, but she can't carry a match. That's her biggest problem.
I don't think she can carry groceries from fucking Kroger.
Oh, good Lord. Motown, what do you got?
You know what she can carry? These nuts.
Nuts!
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Okay, Rob, so I can properly answer this question. Read the question again.
The question was, and I quote, is Mercedes Moné the biggest bitch of the year for rejecting questions about her WWE career?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. And you want to know why? Because that little bitch was the biggest bitch of the fucking year when she made the fucking fans that spent $100 goddamn dollars for a fucking picture. Make them stand all the way on the other side of the room. That's when she was the biggest bitch. This shit is nothing compared to that. That was, and I'm not saying that this was right because she's a fucking bitch for what she did here. Because she don't want to answer questions about the WWE. But motherfuckers pay over $100 to take a picture with you, and you don't have the fucking decency to be in the picture with them.
Mm-hmm.
That bitch was dead to me at that point. I agree with everything you guys said, but that's when she became the biggest bitch. That's when, oh my God, that's when Bayley became my second favorite horsewoman.
Oh God. Well,
and the fact that, like, as much as I love Sasha Banks and the WWE, you should be happy people ask you about the WWE, because when I look at your shit that you're doing at AEW, you should be happy they remember the shit you did at WWE, because that was the relevant shit. And Bayley, I hate to say it, Bayley comes a better promo. than Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, especially Mercedes Moné.
Oh, it's not even close.
And I gotta admit it, Marcus. Two other things that Bailey's better at. She's better in the ring, and she got a better ass too.
Oh.
That little ass on Bailey.
I mean, she has ass. Are you kidding me?
Well, to be fair, Bailey's behonkus has blown up in the past few years. So
But that ass, man, that ass probably about 15 pounds. 20 once I finish.
and for all of that, thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. I have to add myself to that category too, because my God in heaven, I'm participating. Okay, thank you for joining us on FTW. We may hit a record today. Okay, our next subject is WWE getting networks to lock out AEW in international markets in favor of TNA overseas. And is that a bad look? If you fellas don't mind, since I gave Bobby the leeway on the thing that was pissing him off, would you mind if I take this one first?
Oh my God, this how this show going, huh?
Okay. The conversation that we had last week bears repeating here. We were talking about the law of diminishing returns and about returns to monopoly. Look, I don't think that we can make the argument anymore that WWE does not consider AEW a threat to their business, or that they don't notice the relative success, at least I think it's success, that AEW is having, especially in overseas markets. I think we can dispel the idea that, I mean, it's the question is, are they doing this? And I suspect the evidence strongly suggests that WWE is going to use this new exploitive contract with TNA to try to cut into the international market, especially in India and Southeast Asia, and Australia, that AEW is trying to put a foothold in. That being said, it is a terrible look for WWE because it just goes to prove everything that I was talking about last week and what I've been talking about for months. WWE has not changed. And their business practices are absolutely shady, unethical shit. And yeah, I know that most business practices are unethical, but this borders on industrial espionage, especially in an industry where for 20 years, nearly 20 damn years, WWE had a monopoly, a virtual monopoly on the entire industry. And while they had it, the entire industry was suffering. The product was shit. Remember Ma Bell, AT&T? That was the point I was trying to make last week. And this report just goes another country mile in proving my point. In that now you notice people are saying that this is helping TNA and that they're gaining momentum in their crowd size. You notice that TNA's product has not changed. That their wrestling, their in-ring product is far superior to WWE's. It's on par with NXT, and that's the basic reason why NXT is the only part of WWE that's interacting with them. And that's why they're going to use that as a farm system to flush TNA down the toilet and eventually turn it into a ghost town. I don't think, personally, that this strategy is going to work. I think that Number one, I believe AEW has enough of a foothold in the international markets and is making a big enough bang. They are highly rated, like among the highest rated sports attractions in the UK, in Australia, and on Max now, which would have been my moment of the week, by the way. But TNA is not going to get the same attention overseas that AEW has already gotten. It's going to look like a Johnny Come Lately. It's going to be a different product than what WWE is pimping. And I think this strategy is going to fail, and I hope it does, because if it doesn't, then if we get the monopoly back, then the whole industry is going to go down the tubes again. And Mr. No Fun's going to take a break, and I'll turn it over to Motown.
All right, here's the thing, though. They never said that if the product in TNA is the same, probably. They never said they're going to improve the product in TNA. They just put more eyes on it. So for that aspect, TNA can do what they do and get more eyes on it. Now, you don't like what WWE is doing, but that's business one-on-one. It is. Like, AEW being, how does AEW be in business help WWE's profit? Because we know one thing, them being in business taking away money from them. People that's going to AEW shows will probably, some of them will go to WWE shows that AEW didn't exist. So I get WWE's logic. Right, wrong, or whatever, I get it.
Now, do you want me to piggyback on that real quick?
But I'm just talking about, because you're looking at it from a fan aspect, and it's not, I mean, for the fans, yeah, the monopoly sucked for the fans. But from a business, they don't give a fuck about that. They're about their bottom line. They're about their product. They're about their money. And AEW being in business do not help WWE money at all.
Until the what happened in the late 2000s, early 2010s happens. You remember when interest severely declined in WWE after they were a monopoly for 10 years. And the same shit happened. The same shit has happened to every other monopoly that has come along since then. Monopolies don't help overall business. It doesn't improve markets, it kills them. And WWE did experience that. So,
but what business want competition? Name one business that's like, hey, I want the competition to do good. I want them to be successful. I want them to take money out of my pocket. What business in any industry does that?
Well, that is a good point, but it certainly doesn't.
So what they're doing, I'm looking at it from a business aspect. Like when I worked for Sprint, T-Mobile brought us out, which is why I'm not on wireless no more. That shit fucking sucked. I mean, they got rules to stop wireless from becoming a monopoly, but that shit fucking sucks.
Well,
but
it does.
From a business aspect, I mean, for T-Mobile, it was great because they made a whole lot more money doing it.
Okay, here's a reason why a business would want competition, because when you have a competitive market and the overall economy goes into the toilet, then you are supporting the industry together. It's not just on one asset, because in the time frame that I was talking about, WWE was the only game in town and everybody was losing money. WWE was losing money. The independent circuit couldn't make any money at all. Nobody was making a decent living. And that's one of the reasons why the sale was talked about for years in the first place. So as much as the people in the boardroom don't want competition and want all the money for themselves because they're fucking greedy, the customer needs competition for a robust product. The more choices you've got, the more that you can stretch out the hard times.
I get that, but businesses don't look at it like that.
Of course they don't.
And I worked in wireless for 20 years. Do you have any idea how better phones would be right now? How much better these plans would be if we still had like 5 or 6 options. For carriers, you have T-Mobile, you have Verizon, you had fucking AT&T. That's it.
Yeah, AT&T is still around. Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, and
You only
that?
had T-Mobile. You only had T-Mobile, T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. That's
Right,
it.
you've got 3 now.
The business was a lot better when there was more options. But
Yeah, that's my whole point.
But from a business aspect, Sprint T-Mobile don't give a fuck that it's better like that. Verizon don't give a fuck that it's better like that. AT&T don't give a fuck that it's better like that. They're buying up these other companies because they greedy. They want the money. That's their aspect. They don't think, oh, I want this. There's no business out there that thinks that they want the competition to do better because it's better for business. No, they only look at what's going to benefit them. You think McDonald's want Burger King to do good?
No, they should, but no.
But they don't. That's not how businesses work. I mean, they're all about like, I want to dominate. I want to be the big guy. I want to be the one that's all over the place. I don't want AEW going to Chicago selling all these tickets, knowing I'm going to be in Chicago and everything too. And because of those ticket sales at AEW, that's less money I make. That's not how businesses look at it.
Well, we've got antitrust laws for a reason. Marcus, chime in here.
Rob, on a lot of what you said, I'm sorry, I couldn't disagree with you more. I mean, again, nobody wants competition. I mean, I agree with I agree with the parts you said about, monopoly and all that kind of stuff. But to answer the question, no, I do not think it's a bad look for WWE. When somebody you are supposed to kick somebody when they're down, you're not supposed to let them get back up. Right now, I mean, AEW is getting bad publicity compared to 5-6 years ago when everybody wanted to leave WWE and go to AEW. It's been a 180. Everybody's trying to get the fuck out of AEW and go to WWE, and WWE does not want Tony Khan to come to his senses and take a chance that they're going to regain their audience. No, you kick their ass while they're down. I wouldn't be surprised if it's WWE's ultimate plan to make TNA the number 2 company. I can see that happening, which would explain why they're trying to keep AEW out of certain markets. Because I think by time the TNA's contract is up with Access, I wouldn't be surprised if they negotiate a contract to go to USA. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that's the ultimate plan is for WWE to make them the number 2 company. So for that, I do not think it's a bad look. This is not the evil empire where you had one man running the company. You have a whole corporation. So I don't think WWE is going to be viewed like it was during the AEW. Due to the McMahon era. Era. I don't think it's going to be viewed as the evil empire now because it's ran by a whole corporation. So I think what they're doing is what any business should try to do. When your competition is down, you kick it in the balls and you don't let it get back up.
Well,
that's it.
Bobby, I'm sure that you have something. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, Rob, I get what you're saying. I do. But Tony's been in my position. We've been in position in these companies to know about business and know how businesses work, how they think, what they think about, what they really think about employees. You know what I'm saying? All the trinkets that they put in front of you to make you think that they care about employees and what they really mean when you get in the background of it. This goes back to something I was saying last week. Market share. TNA is a partner of WWE. TKO owns part of TNA. TKO owns part of TNA. Okay. Yeah. This is the thing. Yes. TKO is probably going to purchase TNA. That actually was in the works and in discussion before they bought WWE. Anthem has been trying to get rid of them for a minute, but they haven't found somebody that can buy it and it be viable. This is one of the reasons why Scott D'Amore left. It's not because they wouldn't do what he want or because of WWE telling anything. It was because Anthem didn't want to spend the money to do it. Because again, they worried about market share. If I invest this amount of money, am I going to gain any market share to increase my profitability in the marketplace? No, they wouldn't, because WWE has that big of a stronghold. Now, the problem now is that when you look at TNA, and now you look at the relationship WWE has with TNA, yes, Marcus is absolutely 100% right. They are trying to make TNA the number 2. The philosophy in that is with these antitrust laws, I'd rather the number 2 be my friend than the number 2 be my enemy. I'd rather them have more of the market share and to knock them further in the ground than to have someone that is on my heels that don't like me. Reason being, you two can talk, you two are in business together, you can go ahead and come to some type of collaboration where both of you make a profit and both of you move up. With AEW, that won't happen. The next step is, when you look at business deals like this, I'm pretty sure TKO is going to buy TNA here in the next 3 to 4 years. Just because of what Anthem has been saying and trying to do. But TNA is going to be under the umbrella of TKO, but still separate companies. TNA and WWE. The reason this move to Netflix was so important is, remember how back in the day, when your TV shows where you had squash matches, and then you see the superstars at the pay-per-view, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is what they're setting up a little bit, only it's a little higher quality. You have superstars that are going to be on TV, but your major superstars you're only going to see on Netflix in a pay-per-view. This is where TNA comes in. So you got TNA and NXT as a developmental to get your superstars going. You have SmackDown right there in the middle to where people can see some of these guys every day. It may not be your major stars, superstars. They're kind of there in the middle. And then you got Netflix to where you want to see your major stars, like Cody Rhodes, like fucking Roman Reigns, fucking like that caliber on that top tier. You got to pay Netflix. And that's how the money's coming. It's all about profitability and staging yourself. I can't knock them for staging themselves to be successful the next 60, 70 years. Because that's the plan they're going. They're going real long term with this, and it's smart. People might not like it, but it's smart as fuck. The only problem I have with it is, when you have those tiers, you need to make it to where everyone can go and watch it. And this is where WWE is going to fuck up, and why I still say AEW has a chance to sneak in there and fuck everything up. If they were smart. It's been some knuckleheads there lately, but if they were smart. If you sit up there, and my immediate response to them doing all this combining and everything is, okay, I have the international markets that like me, right? The American markets like me a little bit, but I get more traction out the international markets. I concentrate on what is popular for me right now is the international markets. I keep a presence in the United States. I'll be third in the United States, but I'll be first around the world. It's almost like house and techno music. That's why it's making a comeback to the United States. Back in the 90s, house and techno music was hard in Chicago, hard in LA, hard in New York. St. Louis didn't know shit about it. Minneapolis didn't know shit about it. You know what I'm saying? They know a little bit, but they didn't know shit about it. It's just like AEW. We don't know these guys from Japan. We don't know these other people. So who the fuck are they? I'm not going to watch them. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to fade away. It's like getting a haircut. You got to get a fade a little bit so your hair can grow back and get some braids. They need to fade off a little bit, take the third roll for about 10 years, and then bring those guys back with a better, stronger foundation for their management to be able to promote these guys. If they do that, it'll be so brand new to people in the next generation, they'll be like, oh my God, what is this? And they can get more of a stranglehold on it. Right now, they ain't doing that. And it's their own fault. They tried a ball. They shot themselves in the foot. It's the truth.
Well, I don't think that.
I do have something I want to throw in here. It's something to think about, Rob. First of all, you said like WWE is no different than it was before. It is.
I was trying to get there.
Because this wouldn't happen if Vince was still in charge. Triple H and TKO don't have that vision. Like Vince McMahon's thing is like we're bigger than everybody else, fuck everybody else. But the reason this is going on right now is Tony Khan. Tony Khan dropped the ball, and he dropped the ball. Because what they're doing with TNA right now, AEW had that relationship with TNA at one point.
Yep.
Look,
if Tony Khan and AEW did not drop that ball a few years back with TNA, what you fear and what you don't want to happen would not be happening right
now. Gentlemen, you realize that everything that you've just described has happened before in the wrestling industry, starting in 1987 when Vince McMahon used the Survivor Series to sabotage JCP's first pay-per-view. And that this is all happening again. And it doesn't matter whether Vince McMahon is in charge of it or not. It's the same damn strategy. And and we all realize what happened in the aftermath when WWF won, took over everything, and it turned to shit.
Wait.
If that happens,
hold on. I got this.
Go ahead.
I get what you're saying about it turning to shit. What Tony is talking about, the subject I was going to come in with was Vince McMahon turned it into shit. I ain't saying it like that, but it's the truth. Vince McMahon literally took a dump on his own promotion's forehead. He did.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
During them years, I mean, honestly,
Bobby,
everybody who's watching, everybody who watches this on replay, everybody here in the studio, think about this. Nobody controls that writing to make it boring but who? Vince McMahon. Nobody put superstars that was dumb, that didn't make sense, but who? Vince McMahon. Nobody put crazy ass storylines like the Katie Vick and all that shit in there except one person. Who? Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon ain't in charge no more.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's still the same. No, it doesn't. It is still the same damned mentality. And you can't tell me that WWE is not still doing stupid shit like Otis with no goddamn pants and ads for half the fucking show. It's the same mentality.
Recovered. I never said they were 100% recovered.
And they will never be 100% recovered. And if we're not careful, they're not going to care.
Criticize like companies for doing stupid shit. You can criticize every single fucking one of them, though.
Of course you can. I'm not saying that AEW is completely faultless. Maybe they should have bought out TNA and turned them into their bitch. But the problem with this whole damn theory is that you guys are excusing the shittiest business practices possible in an industry that will likely be taken over again if AEW and the outside influences, if the revolution that started in 2018 fails.
Wait.
Yeah, it is far from failing. Let's get that straight.
No,
let me say that.
Based on the collision that I
this-
just watched,
any-
AEW is doing damn good. So they are far from dead and buried, and they're far from out of the game.
I'm not
But
going to say they dead and buried, but they shot themselves in the foot.
well, WWE is shooting themselves in the foot by being the big bad fucking wolf, because statistics change, guys, and attitudes change.
Yeah,
And people are going to start getting sick of this shit just like I am.
But here's the thing, Rob. You're in the minority when it comes to WWE.
Of
WWE
course.
has a bigger error or margin, and they'll be okay because they are the machine that's going to be around, and people are going to watch out of loyalty. They have a bigger error or margin of error than AEW has. When
Tony, what you just said was true of WCW too, and look what happened at that. And they were a corporation too. They were run by Turner.
Was a top dog for like a couple years. They were not like they were never considered the big shit until like 95.
Okay, hold on.
Like 97.
Let me jump in here on this part.
They didn't have WCW didn't have that long window of loyalty and being the dominant. No, it was a short window. They had a shorter window than AEW, to be honest with you.
Hold on, let me jump in this part though. The other thing you have to remember is, again, when you start talking about WCW, what fucked WCW up even when they had to leave?
Corporatism.
Stupid fucking writing.
WWE has stupid fucking writing. Outside of NXT, their product is garbage. It is. I'm sorry, Bobby. It's not.
Right now, even though it's not, I'm not saying it's complete garbage. I never say that because they got Osprey.
It's like dropping the WWE creative is like dropping a single 1 carat diamond into a field of cow shit. You have to swim through shit in order to get the 1 diamond. I'm sorry, but that's not worth it.
But with AEW, you got 30 pounds of cow shit for 5 diamonds. It's the same thing. Dude, we swimming in cow patties no matter where we go.
Oh, dear God.
My thing is, though, WWE can captivate the audience by doing other things. The things that drive you crazy. And that's what gets them over. I don't
It will get old. It will get old and people will get sick of it.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
I don't think that AEW needs to do that. Hear what I'm saying here. I don't think they need to do that. But what they need to do is, number one, have stronger leadership.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with that.
Get rid of the fact, and I don't mean Willow Nightingale. I mean, get rid of the
Young Bucks. We know, yes.
There's Brandon Cutler. All of these other motherfuckers that can't fucking wrestle or shit or cut a promo. Mercedes Moné, cut a fucking contract. You know what I'm saying? And get motherfuckers in there that can do a promo and wrestling.
What kind of intensity are
you? You have to do both in the American audience if you want to get over in America. But have those guys that can hold the international audience's attention. And number 3, stop the dumb shit. They need to get rid of people that's doing dumb shit in their company, making them look dumb as fuck. I.e., guess who?
Yeah, the Young Bucks. I got it.
No, we ain't stopping at them. Jungle Jack off.
Yeah, that him too. Everybody in the elite sucks.
Like
I understand that.
Hold on, Hangman Page. That looks like Drew McIntyre on a t-shirt. That was funny as hell. You got plenty of them type of people in there that's making Osprey and them looking like shit. And it makes me so fucking mad.
Well, I'm sorry, but there are plenty of people on the WWE roster that piss me off just as much.
Oh, I agree.
And they're just as stupid. There's no.
I think it's stupid the way they treat Nia Jax. Nia Jax should be a powerhouse in that fucking women's roster.
It's stupid the way that they treat Kevin Owens, and it's stupid the way that they treat Cody Rhodes, their own
Oh,
fucking
wait.
champion.
You know my feelings on Kevin Owens now. Fuck him.
Well, okay, let me take a different example here. Guys like Sami Zayn, LA Knight, Jey Uso, we'll get to that in a little bit. Those people are treated like dog shit by WWE, and it's no. But
if 100% on that.
If you want that shit to end, you got to vote with your feet. And this and taking away and trying to corner the international market in order to destroy the whole fucking industry is a terrible look for WWE. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's move on to the next subject, which might be just as cantankerous, but as it turns out,
that's the theme of the show.
Oh, God. Well, I might have a heart attack by the end of this one. As it turns out, Double or Nothing and All In Texas are airing and appearing at the same damn time as 2 episodes of Saturday Night Main Event. 2 different episodes, two different companies, the 2 same nights. Should AEW change their dates? And what would you do personally as a question to the panel in this situation? And Marcus, since you kind of got left out of that last tirade, I'll let you go first on this one.
Sorry about that, Marcus.
Oh, hey, I'm just enjoying the show. First of all, no, they shouldn't. First of all, I don't think they can. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, don't they sign those contracts for that date?
Sign contracts, you're doing ticket sales,
right?
You talk about like what the venue have available.
Right.
So yeah,
right. But even if they could, I would still say no. You're because that would be Tony Khan telling Hunter, "Oh yes, you can go ahead, you can go and fuck me in the ass anytime you want, because you're gonna make me change the date of my show. Because if we do it with 2, then next year it's gonna be 5, then 7, then 8, anytime they want." Tony Khan's got to stand firm and show some balls and just make his product better. Because I mean, there's no reason a Saturday night's main event should be that's on free TV that you can DVR be outdoing their pay-per-views or AEW, which are generally, as we've talked about, overall usually better than WWE's pay-per-views. It's just they need to shorten them. So there's absolutely no way he should do that and just admit I'm WWE's bitch. If he does that, absolutely not. No.
Okay, I've got to go next on this one because not only do I agree with Marcus, I want to go a step further. Actually, I don't think that AEW can change those venues because they not only have to book them 6 months in advance, but they've got to pay in advance, and WWE knows that. Now, I can't prove who had the dates first, but it seems to me like another act of sabotage and further proof that WWE does consider AEW a threat, and I think that argument is settled with these 2 issues. But if it were me, and I think that Bobby and Tony will agree with this, if it were me, and if I were Tony Khan, I would not only not change the dates, but I would focus my advertising on making a point that this and go to war over this shit. Go to the mattresses and say, hey, you are our loyal fans and we are building up a fantastic product for you. Watch us on these dates and fuck our competition. I would make a big deal out of that. Not mention WWE, not go on air and say, don't watch Saturday night's main event, watch us instead. No.
AEW would.
Well, maybe he would, and that would be stupid to mention him by name. What I would do is focus a goddamn anti-advertising campaign, advertise the fucking shit out of All In Texas and Double or Nothing, and say, hey, We are wrestling, not sports entertainment. We are providing a superior product, and nobody is going to put us out of business. Watch us instead. And I would make a loud fucking statement.
What?
But who wants to go next?
So next,
Tony?
Go ahead, Tony.
All Out is their WrestleMania.
All in.
All in, all out. What the fuck it is. First of all, you would look like a fucking bitch if you moved it. So, no, that's definitely out of the question. And Tony Khan's not even that stupid. It's, first of all, today's wrestling is different than back in the 80s when WWE did it. Or was it no, Clash of Champions went on the same time as one of WWE's pay-per-views, right?
Yes, but that okay. Clash of the Champions aired at the same night as WrestleMania 5.
No, Survivor Series.
Right.
Four.
So,
That happened first.
But-
WWE did it Survivor Series versus Spring Stampede.
But
No.
today is different. But today wrestling is different because of the streaming, the on-demand. You could pretty much watch everything. Like, you could really have these two shows. You could watch one live and one tape. But for AEW to be scared, I'm not saying they are scared, but if they are scared that is the Saturday night's main event is coming on the same time as All In, they have problems. Because trust me, if they decide to do Battle of the Belts next Saturday up against Royal Rumble, do you think Battle of the Belts is really going to put a dent in Royal Rumble?
I don't even know what's coming on.
Like, you talk about a big pay-per-view versus a free product on TV that I can watch later. Like, Saturday night's main event is not going to hurt AEW in the slightest. The people that's going to watch Saturday night's main event over AEW are the same people who wouldn't watch AEW whether it was on or not, realistically.
Well, there again, I might be in the minority, but there are probably people out there who would rather watch Battle of the Belts and like wipe their ass with the Royal Rumble.
You are in the minority. The numbers are
Of
still.
course I am. I am a minority. I'm 1/16 Native American.
But it wouldn't hurt them at all. It wouldn't. Because you need a majority to feel that way for it to hurt them. Minority, no, it's not. Because if you had the option to watch Battle, now if you had AEW, obviously, yeah, you're not watching Royal Rumble, but you're not a WWE guy. You're not really a big fan of it, though. So it's easy for you not to watch.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
The divorce is final.
But Tony Khan would look like a bitch if he moved it. It's too much to go involved with moving it, but I don't think he's gonna move it, and I don't think Saturday night's main event is honestly gonna hurt anything.
Probably not.
If anything, I think Saturday night's main event might make Tony Khan make sure the show's on even more on point than it would be if Saturday night's main event wasn't showing on the same night. I think with knowing that he's going against WWE's free show, maybe he will pay a little bit more attention to detail. Maybe he will book it a little better. Maybe he will go a little bit extra to make sure the show's a little bit better because he is. So the competition actually might make All In better.
From what I saw of Collision last night, from what I saw of that show, that damn thing was packed full of goodness. So I think that AEW's product is going in the right direction, and they've got a definite shot at doing exactly what you're saying.
I hope so. I really hope so. Because do we know yet? Are these pay-per-views going to be on Max? Like, will we just be able to tune in to Max and see this stuff? Because I'm really hoping.
Yeah, they're going to have all the pay-per-views on Max. The whole AEW library is going to be available there.
But I'm saying, like, if you have Max, you can see it. It's not like, okay, you have Max, but you still got to pay a little extra to get this. Like,
I'm pretty sure that's the case. Yeah, if you got a Max subscription, as far as I haven't done it yet, I'm going to because I'm a cheapskate and I've got broken pipes to fix.
I am too.
But as far as I know, and somebody can correct me, but I'm pretty sure that you can get all AEW programming, including the pay-per-views, on Max, just like you can for Peacock and WWE pay-per-views at the moment.
Now, for me personally, I prefer WWE over AEW just because I'm not happy with some of the stuff that they're doing. There's a lot of stuff I like in AEW, sort of Strickland, Will Ospreay, just a couple of the Hurt Business. But on that weekend, being a WWE first guy, I got All In. I got Saturday Night's Main Event. Guess what? I'm watching Saturday Night's Main Event after All In or the next day. I am, because it's All In. It's a big pay-per-view, and I'm not going to miss. And I'm going to watch that before I watch Saturday Night's Main Event.
All right. Mastermind, how do you feel about this?
Okay. My thing with this is that I would agree. I probably wouldn't change my dates. I probably wouldn't. I would have to go ahead and bite the bullet on it. This is the problem, and this is what irritates me. I agree with Tony on a couple of things to where this should motivate him to do a better card. This should make him think about his card more in detail. This should make him say, hey, we need to get this together and make a very, very big statement to those people out there that watch Saturday Night's Main Event that they missed something special. Because that's how you captivate the audience. You have them miss moments that are special to make them say, man, I ain't missing that again. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to start watching that now. You know what I'm saying? The problem is he don't have people to do that. It sucks. He has wrestlers that can do that. But he doesn't have people to put them in the right position to do that. He can't put them in the right position to do that. And that's why it is so hard for me. Well, that's one of the reasons why it's so hard for me to sit up here and try to defend AEW. Because it's like they don't put the effort. If we just put these two together in a cool match, that's supposed to be sufficient. No. I come from my training, from wrestling, running shows and everything, that you can't just throw matches together and expect an audience to say, oh my God, I'm going to arrive and I'm going to watch it. Some people will do that. Some people will do it. Oh, okay, yes, this is cool. But if you want the majority of the people and to have a market share and a serious business to do something here in the United States, you have to have the build-up behind that match. And that is their problem. If it's a ready-made house, AEW can build that house all day long. But if you have to do the build-up and put construction on it, lay that concrete down, lay that sod down, put the foundation in that house, build it up with those rafters, put the flooring down, do all the hard work it is to build that match up to make people say, holy fuck, I gotta see that fucking match. They don't do it. They don't fucking do it. It's like getting a prefab house versus having a custom built house of your own.
Bobby, let me chime in with something here.
What's up?
I own a old house.
Okay.
I'm living in the house I grew up in, and it's older than I am.
Right.
Now, I get what you're saying about how AEW needs to take the time and effort to build their house from scratch. And you're right about that. They do need that leadership and to take extra care in what they're doing. And that has been one of their biggest faults in the last 6 years. I agree with that. However, like I've said before, AEW and WWE have equal but opposite problems. WWE is 60 years old. Their house is built on a foundation that is propped up with all kinds of corporate sponsors and corporations within corporations, and it's built up on popsicle sticks. Eventually, when things get rough again, all of that is going to fall apart. And the problem that I have with American audiences in particular when it comes to professional wrestling is that for 10 years we screamed at WWE saying that we wanted something different. But apparently the vast majority of us lied. All we wanted was the same old shit with a new coat of paint, and that's what we got with TKO. And that's all I see.
Oh,
That's all I see when it comes. Vince McMahon or no Vince McMahon, it's the same turd with a different can of polish.
but see, this is
And
what I'm saying.
and we
It goes back to
when
one of
we
my first-
said we wanted change, we
Hold
lied
on,
to ourselves.
Rob, hear me on something. But this, what it seems like what you're talking about here is something that I discussed in a past episode as well, and that's the fundamentals of pro wrestling. They are going by the fundamentals of pro wrestling to where it looks the same, but it's totally different because they're pushing people that's different. Now they might not be pushing the people that we want. Like I honestly think, what's his name? Oh God, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name.
LA Knight.
LA Knight.
Yeah, LA Knight should have had a world title by now, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? LA Knight should have had the world title. Nia Jax should have been a longer champion than what she was. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think Nakia Lyons should have been up in the main roster by now from NXT and actually won either the Intercontinental or the U.S. Women's Championship. You know what I'm saying?
But injuries hurt her though.
Yeah, that's true. But you can work around that though. You know what I'm saying? She has that personality. You can work around that and right around that. My thing is, it's the fundamentals that you have a problem with because the style of match that you like don't follow the fundamentals of pro wrestling in America. It's an international type of style that you like. And the fundamentals of the international style is completely different than what American style is.
Well,
That's
Bobby,
why it doesn't grasp. Hold on, wait, Rob.
go.
That's why
Okay.
it hasn't grasped here in America and took to storm like it has because it hasn't been presented right. When you bring something that different, that's like a person that ate Oreos all their life. And then you come in with broccoli. You're like, wait a minute, what the heck is this green stuff? It ain't weed. What's this green stuff? And like, this broccoli is good for you, eat it. How do I know it's good for me? I've been eating Oreos all my life. But it's good to go right to teeth. I'm on my teeth are fine, but I like Oreos. You know what I'm saying? And
Bobby,
my thing is, they have to present it right. They have to present it to an audience with the fundamentals of pro wrestling, but get them used to that international style and then slowly change it to what the international style is.
Bobby, you might have a valid argument there, except for 2 points. Number one, the international style has been interwoven with the American style since 1995. Guerrero and Malenko brought that into this country and started to cultivate it back in the ECW days. So
It's
it's
95. Think about
but
that. 95.
Yes, 95, but it's slowly but surely it's not just broccoli versus Oreos. I understand what you're saying about how the international style doesn't exclusively focus on the fundamentals of American wrestling. I agree with that, and some of that does need to come back, and some of it does get pushed too far. The problem is that WWE has developed their own cookie cutter recipe and they repeat it over and over and over and over again, and that's what got them into trouble. And that's what killed the industry. Yes, it is. And it doesn't help. It doesn't.
Vince McMahon not sitting up here pushing the right people.
Triple H won't push the right people. It's not just McMahon, it's the formula, it's the system, and it stinks. And the proof of that is that they have not made a single new star that they will put faith in, because they keep bringing back The Rock, keep bringing back Cena and The Undertaker and everybody from yesteryear, because they will not trust the new guys like LA Knight or Sami Zayn or anybody else that would carry the company. Instead of bringing back these goddamn fossils and members of the Rock's family.
They pushed the fuck out of Cody Rhodes.
Not the right way. They made him look like a bitch. He has been the weakest champion for a year, and they booked him that way.
No, they haven't.
I mean, they
bright spots have been minimal with Cody, and that's why he has not carried the company on his back the way he should have.
My thing is this. I think Cody was the perfect champion for this transition period to Netflix. You have a major company, a major company that is sitting up here investing billions, not millions, not tens of thousands, and not
Billions
the
and
millions,
billions. Yes.
but you have them investing billions into this. When you get to that level of money, you have to have some type of corporate structure there to override and make it look good for your shareholders. But then on the other side, they do have someone that is about the fundamental of wrestling that I know you enjoy, which is Gunther. This is why I like the two separate champions they have right now. Because now the corporate can have what they want, which is Cody, but we want with Gunther.
But that's just it. Corporate doesn't want Cody. They want Roman. And we
Cody
had
or
that for
Roman.
3
It don't
years.
matter, Cody or Roman. Either one. Either one. You can interchange them. Just like
yeah,
LA Knight.
Cody,
LA Knight, I'm sorry, you say LA Knight, but LA Knight will be a corporate champion because corporations like people like LA Knight.
well, yeah, he's a merchandise whore.
Exactly.
And the much you complain about Roman Reigns, that's homegrown talent for them. That's a megastar.
But he can't go anymore because he's a cancer survivor. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. God bless Roman Reigns for being a cancer survivor. But he can't deliver in the ring to be the kind of cornerstone that he would have to be to carry a company in the ring. Cody does have that, but they never wanted him because he helped found AEW.
But Roman has done it for the last 3 years. He's carried that company.
Yes.
Barely.
No,
He was barely there.
That's been the best business they've done in like 20 years.
Yeah, I say he didn't need to be there every week. Look what he did without being there.
Well, then he might as well have just retired. He might as well have just retired because he sucks in the ring and we all know it. He can't hold a singles match worth shit. He has to have everybody interfere. That Sokoa match was absolutely horrible.
He's a heel.
Oh my God.
He's a heel. What did the Horsemen do back in the day?
Like I said, that was the Horseman thing.
Are you telling me that
fight us all?
Are you telling me that Ric Flair couldn't hold a match on his own enough where he had to have interference?
But Ric Flair had a lot of interference. That was a whole thing. You fight one, you fight them all.
That was psychological, not physically needed. Flair could have
happened though. There was so many interference because it always led to a cage match to keep the Horsemen out of it.
That is not why they're doing it with Roman. They're doing it with Roman because he is physically incapable of having a good match. There's a difference. You're comparing apples and uranium.
He may not be on the Ric Flair level, but he's had good matches, Rob.
That's a matter of opinion.
Come on, Rob.
Oh,
and the majority of the things are like he's had good matches.
No, I'm sorry, he hasn't. Roman has sucked since at least 2016, if not before that.
And here's one match that he had that impressed me the fuck out of because he's the one who led the match. Him and Logan Paul had a phenomenal match. And that was not because of Logan Paul.
No, it's all right. Logan Paul did good in it, but
Logan Paul did excellent in it. But that had minimal interference in it, and Roman Reigns did a damn good job in that match.
Hold on, Tony. You might agree with me on this. If you think about it, if you really think about this, do you know who Roman Reigns reminded me of? Triple H when he was coming up.
I can see that.
Because Triple H didn't have to do all the cool moves and all that stuff. He did standard matches that made the other guy look good. And to carry that belt when he had it to make it heelish and to make everybody look like an ass and want to kick his ass. And that's what happened with Roman.
Okay, that's a good comparison, but for all the wrong reasons. Because remember, back in the day, back in the early 2000s, people were all over WWF's ass for promoting Triple H because they thought he was a mediocre talent. And as it turned, he improved over time. But Roman, this is my personal thing, and I can be the Lone Ranger, and I care about as much as Jim Cornette does. Roman never improved in the ring to the level that Triple H did. I'm sorry, no, absolutely not.
Hold on, wait. I got to give him. I got to agree with Rob with that. He hasn't went to the level of Triple H yet because he haven't had the quality of competition that Triple H had to raise to that level.
He never will, though.
Hold on, wait a minute. He had Stone Cold that he had to fight. He had The Rock that he had to fight. He had John Cena he had to fight. Three of the greatest superstars of the WWE he had to fight to come up, and that's what got him better. Right now, you do have those people that are coming up. You know what I'm saying?
And to be honest with you, Stone Cold,
which we'll discuss later, is going to be on. We're going to discuss him later because I'm really going to talk about that dude.
But to be honest with you, Stone Cold is my second favorite wrestler of all time. But after his neck was broke by Owen Hart, he was not the great wrestler in the ring anymore. He had to change his style, but he was not like a 5-star wrestler anymore.
Well, to be fair, a broken neck is not cancer. There's a difference.
Yeah,
but it also affects his in-ring ability, though.
Yeah,
not by a whole lot. When you go back and look at all his matches,
Hold on, Tony. He even said in the interview that he had to stop doing his regular style of his technical wrestling because of his neck. So he went to a brawler instead of a technical wrestler.
That was only half the reason. He went to brawling because he didn't need to. WWF in the Attitude Era wanted that brawling style.
I
didn't like
it. Broken neck.
That was only half the reason.
I heard it.
No, that was the reason.
I heard it, Rob. Straight up. That ain't no joke. I'll find the tape so you can hear it yourself. But he said it in the interview. He did. He said it himself.
He had to change his style because of his neck.
Yeah, he said it himself. This ain't nothing that's coming from no rumors or nothing. This was, I think it might have been his podcast or Undertaker's podcast, and he said he had to change himself.
Be that as it may, Steve Austin, even with a broken neck, is a hell of a lot better of a worker than Roman Reigns is perfectly healthy.
Hell, Kurt Angle with a broken freaking neck with his better wrestler.
Kurt Angle with a broken freaking neck is better than all of us, and we know it. Yeah. Anyway, Marcus, close us out on this because we're going to run short of time if we don't stop here.
Oh, shit, yeah.
No, I was just going to say, going back to what you were saying, people didn't get on Hunter for being pushed because it was wrestling. It was nepotism because he was fucking Stephanie and getting that push. That's what that was. It wasn't his wrestling.
Well, we didn't know that until later.
Oh, no.
No.
It
was obvious early, Rob.
It was known, Rob. Come on.
Well, I don't care who's fucking who in the wrestling world. All I care about is what I see in the ring.
Don't care who's fucking who in the wrestling world, but when it's the billionaire princess, it makes a difference.
That's why everybody was complaining about him getting his push.
Yeah, because he was pushing.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
If he was sticking up Alita's pooper, nobody would have gave a shit.
Right. If he was
especially not Lita. And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Well, this is a question though. We all know how big Lita's box is. How would he find the pooper?
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Holy crap.
Let's just say some sunny days wouldn't help Triple H's career.
Thank you for joining us on FTW. Well, yeah, definitely, because sunny days lead to traffic accidents. And thank you for joining us on FTW Future.
Hey, think about it though. In a traffic accident, you got to crash and ram.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future.
Hey, Bobby.
What?
You know what all traffic accidents have?
What?
Somebody getting in the rear end.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. That's an even 20.
Okay, I'm on point.
Let's move on to the next subject before we all end up in hell. Okay. Saturday night's main event results. Let's go through the order of matches here. Our first one, match for the women's world title, Rhea Ripley defending against Nia Jax. And I will let our number one Nia Jax advocate go first. Mastermind, what'd you think of this match?
I liked it. This is the problem with it. It was something where you could tell Nia was told to hold back. You could tell she was told that. And it aggravated the shit out of me. Because as soon as they started fighting, when I woke up this morning, I almost woke Tony up ready to yell at the fucking screen. Because I'm like, why are you holding back? And I'm like, oh shit, Tony's asleep. Let me shut the fuck up. When you see stuff like that, you know the stuff like that is aggravating because you know what they can do. And with her being told to hold back because they want Rhea to look very strong, since she's returning with that title, that's her first title defense, took away from this match. But it still was a damn good match though. So instead of giving it a 5, which it should have got if they would have let her go like she should have, I had to give it a 4.25 because they had a full back and you could tell. And Nia's not good at hiding that type of stuff. She's not. So 4.25 on that one.
Okay, Motown.
I think that's the problem I had with the match was the holding back. I also had a problem with how dominant Rhea was over Nia Jax and it was like a dominant win. And I enjoyed the match. I didn't like that though, because especially going into Royal Rumble and Nia Jax, I don't think should have been dominated like that. Like I think you could have had the same outcome with her going more and being more of a threat. Like I would have loved to see Nia be a threat and have those oh my god moments where you thought she won it and Rhea kicked out and everything. Rhea could sell her fucking ass off. So you could have had Nia get a lot more in, make the match even better than it was, and still had the same outcome. But it was what it was. I gave it a 3.5. I did enjoy it. I'm happy to Rhea run though, but I just wish they allowed Nia to do more, and I wish it wasn't as lopsided as it was. And I think it should have been Nia should have been a bigger threat.
Okay. Marcus, did you even watch this?
No, I watched it, and I thought I was the only one that was going to say that. I mean, to me, I'm not going to say bury Nia Jax, but let's definitely kick some dirt on her. Because, I mean, to me, it's almost like she has to go back to the drawing board, work her way back up. It's like, to me, Rhea said, okay, I'm done with you. I beat your ass. Now I don't need to wrestle you anymore. I think they should have. I mean, I get her getting a clean pin, her being a champion, and her first defense is getting it back. But they should have kept Nia Jax strong going into the Rumble. And if they want to revisit this program again in 4 or 5 months, but now the way they did it, I have no interest in seeing that match again anytime soon. It's just, to me, they ain't do any favors for Nia Jax in this match. I gave it 2.5.
Well, I fell in the middle between Marcus and Tony. I gave this a solid 3. And I think it was mainly because the format of the show itself kind of hurt this match, because they had to have breaks in between the action. I think it didn't do Nia any favors as far as making her look good when she had the upper hand in this match, because you notice that when the commercial breaks came back, it was time for Rhea to make her comeback on Nia. So it kind of took away from her heat visually. So the format itself didn't do Nia any favors. And I also agree that they should have given Nia more offense in this match. I think the reason that they didn't is because they were trying to have a big girl versus big girl match when Nia should have been having a big lady versus a smaller lady match.
Thank you.
Rhea is not small like Liv Morgan, but she's not as big as Nia. So if we're talking like power versus speed, they should have went to that aspect more and have Nia push her around a little bit more.
Yes.
Instead, they tried to make it a power versus power deal, and in order to keep Rhea looking strong, they took away from Nia. So as much of a good TV match as it was, it still could have been a whole lot more, so I only gave it 3.
Good fucking eye, Rob. Good fucking eye.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it when I'm not in the minority.
I've been a minority all my fucking life.
I love Bobby. You are an island unto yourself, and I love that about you, sir.
Independent island, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Next match up for the Intercontinental Championship, Braun Breaker defending against Sheamus. Tony, take this one first.
I actually really enjoyed this match. I like these two in the ring together. Braun Breaker's a fucking beast. Like, Rob, you say they ain't developing talent. Look at Braun fucking Breaker. This motherfucker gonna be main eventing WrestleMania next year. If he ain't, there's something wrong. I enjoyed this match. I was fine with no matter who won. You want to give it to Sheamus so he could like become a Grand Slam? Cool. I'm happy, but more we wanted Braun Breaker to win because I just think he has more to do with that title. Let Sheamus get the IC title somewhere down the road. Like it ain't quite his time yet. It's definitely Braun Breaker's time. I gave this match a 4. I really did enjoy it.
Cool. All right, Marcus.
To me, I gave it a 4. I thought this was definitely the best match of the show. I mean, Breaker's a star. This dude right now, I think he does his best spear in wrestling. He looked like he was cutting Sheamus in half with those spears that he was throwing.
We have some great spears, Marcus, but I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
No, X-Pac did the best spears of it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But yeah,
We're going to drug test Bobby immediately following it.
What's in that? Real. But no, them guys been doing good stiff shots at each other. I could watch them wrestle another 2-3 matches. Sheamus really did a lot to make him look good. To me, best match of the night, solid 4.
And the one thing I do like about Sheamus is how stiff he works and everything. This makes those matches better.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm falling in between you two guys. I gave this a 3.5. It was my match of the night, actually. And both of these guys seem to be custom made for each other.
Yes.
Sheamus is a hard-hitting sumbitch. Breaker is a very, very talented guy. He's got it in his blood, of course. And you're right, Tony. This guy should be main eventing WrestleMania this year, but we'll see whether WWE Creative keeps going to the well.
No, next year, 2016. They ain't gonna have
next year, 2026. Maybe he'll, but we'll see. We'll see if there's any justice. But the only reason that this match couldn't get any higher for me is because there was as hard hitting as it was. They were giving away the ending too much, especially with all of the ignorant shit that was flowing out of McAfee's mouth. I really didn't need that for this match. He took away from the whole night, not just this match. That idiot drove me crazy with his delivery. And poor Jesse. Poor Jesse Ventura, who is so out of touch with the product. He was trying to take sides, and he took the side of Sheamus, who's supposed to be the baby face, and tried to make it sound like the referee was so incompetent that he counted a 3 count. Jesse.
I enjoy Jesse criticizing the referees because that's old school Jesse Ventura.
Well, yeah, he was trying, but my God, it just didn't fit the product.
But if you remember, Rob, back when Sheamus won, I think when he won his first title, Jesse Ventura helped him.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
I remember that.
I thought he
yes.
was fighting with Sheamus because they have that connection from like back in the day.
I'm not saying that it isn't logical. I'm just saying that Sheamus at that moment was the baby face, and that goes against the grain of what Jesse is supposed to be there to do. And McAfee is just annoying as fuck. I don't know why you guys like him. He drives me up a wall.
Yeah, me either.
He's not your WWE cookie cutter. Like you feed him this, and he's gonna tell you what you feed into his ear. That's why I like him. He's not. Oh, he ain't Corey Graves. He ain't that cookie cutter WWE announcer.
Well, you could say the same thing about Mauro Ranallo, and you'd see what happened to him. I mean, but he wasn't annoying though. McAfee, his delivery just makes me want to smash my head against the wall. Other than that, this was a great match, especially for TV. Again, the editing for TV kind of hurt it, but this would have been a over 4-star match for me if not for those little picadillos. But 3.5, and this was my match of the night. Bobby?
This is a hard one for me. Because
that's what he said.
A lot of you guys think Braun Breaker.
Thank you for joining us.
That ain't right, bro.
Thank you for joining us on it. That counts as
well. You think that he should be a WrestleMania main event in WrestleMania next year, and I disagree with that. I think it should. I think he got another 3 years before he main events to WrestleMania. I like the match. I'm not saying I dislike the match at all. I like the match. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as you guys did. Of course, the Spirits was awesome, but I honestly think what took it away from me is I think Sheamus should have won this match. I think Sheamus should have won the match, and they should have continued it to where Sheamus held on to that title until WrestleMania, and then Braun Breaker wins it back at WrestleMania and give him his WrestleMania moment. I think that would have been a little bit more impactful than winning it here and defending it at a WrestleMania or something. Unless they got somebody else down the line they're going to do that with. I don't know. But it's just getting too close right now for them to do something like that. I think, like I said, building the story, I think Sheamus should have got his Grand Slam. Breaker goes fucking nuts. He started destroying everybody. And then all of a sudden, now you got the Destroyer versus the Grand Slam champion. Who's going to win? And then Breaker gets his belt back. They could have made a lot of money off of that. And I think they blew their wad. They used too much lotion on this one. You know?
But in all honesty, Bobby, they still have time to do that. This is fun. You can have a second match at Elimination Chamber and Sheamus win, and then a rubber match at WrestleMania.
And
the Elimination Chamber to me is more of you're sitting in the cage and you're getting the contendership for the World Championship. It takes the focus off of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but didn't they already kind of do that with Jey Uso? Already pretty much? Same Jey Uso. Didn't they already pretty much do that with Breaker and Uso?
But see, that could be, but see, that's what I'm saying. It's a pattern that shows the one weakness that Gunther has that you can play off of for the rest of his career.
No. I'm talking about when Braun Breaker lost to Uso, then he started beating the shit out of everybody just to get the title back. They already did.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. And you saying it's reversed because it will be Breaker doing it. Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't know, man. I just think I don't think that fucking. I think they should have gave it to him, and Sheamus lost to the WrestleMania. I do.
Well, okay, here's the good thing.
Mark is saying though, because like they already did that with Jay Uso though.
I know, and that's what sucks because I forgot about that. So,
Well, see, the thing is, the good thing about a guy like Breaker is that he's young. You've got plenty of time to develop him in many ways, and even if he doesn't main event WrestleMania in 2026, you know, if they cultivated him right, then he could be a great asset to the company for a decade or more.
oh hell yeah!
But
I'm not saying he's never going. I'm not saying he should never main event WrestleMania. I just think it's too soon for him to.
well, maybe not. But my thing is, will they do it right? And like I said, I have no confidence in WWE creative. They can fuck up a cup of coffee.
Let me say this: if they ever do that, I will tell you the matchup that will go well that they actually previewed last night with a face-off. That will be a WrestleMania seller, and that's Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu for the world title.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
For any title, actually. That would do it. But I gave the score a 3.5.
Okay, cool. Speaking of Jacob Fatu, the next match is him versus Braun Strowman. And I am going to go first on this one because this was my low light of the night.
Huh?
I gave this a 2. And the reason I gave this a 2 is because it started out as a potentially great match, and then they threw it all away for something that they wanted to accomplish that I don't think that they accomplished. First of all, I fucking hate and always have hated the ring around the rosy crap that they have Braun Strowman do. And I am damn glad that's an example of the stupid things that WWE still does, Vince or no Vince, but I am glad that Fatu shut that shit down in lieu of him like injuring Strowman in the ring, making him spit up blood. That's not the part that bothered me. The part that bothered me is that he kept the move that supposedly injured Strowman to begin with was the continuous ass attacks in the corner. They could have done something a little bit stronger than that, except having him do that 10 to 12 times into the corner until they called the match. That was a little bit weak sauce. He should have done like 6 or 7 of those damned moonsaults onto him. That, I am convinced, could have broken his ribs like Bundy did to Hogan, which is what I think they were trying to adhere to on Saturday Night Main Event before that. But here's the final thing. The audience in the audience in that arena turned on Strowman. And I don't think that was in any way what WWE intended. They wanted to make Jacob Fatu the next monster heel. They wanted him to be a absolute threat to everybody, especially if he's in the Royal Rumble. Especially if he's in the Final Four. That would be awesome, but I seriously doubt that will happen. But injuring Strowman was supposed to like shock the crowd and make everybody hate the guy for real. Instead, they cheered him on and asked for him to go up to the top again. That was unintentional. They unintentionally turned Jacob Fatu babyface last night. And I think that WWE creative got over their skis a little bit. They want the guy over as a monster, but he's a monster that everybody loves now. And they're going to have to completely shift gears, and I don't think they're capable of it.
Wait a minute. Rob. They did the same shit when Bronson Reed, the heel, did all those tsunamis on Seth Rollins, which is a huge baby face. That's a WWE thing. They do that. That's what they do. They do that. They did the exact same thing.
Well, it may be a WWE
And-
thing, but I don't. If WWE's thing is doing the wrong
But
thing
Rob,
unintentionally,
But Rob, let's say like he would have hit all those moonsaults instead of doing the shots in the corner. The results would have been the same. He would have been over.
oh, well, he's over, no doubt. I
But
mean,
he would
he
have
is.
been even if he did the moonsaults, it still would have. The end result would have been the same. They would have turned. The problem is the opponent. Braun Strowman is not loved by the fans like that. Me personally, I don't like the guy, to be honest with you. I don't know why they brought the motherfucker back.
I don't like him because of the stupid ass ring around the rosy crap. I hate that.
I'm just sick of him, period. So no matter what he would have did, whether it would have been moonsaults or ass shots, the fans would have cheered on him. I mean, it was just the wrong opponent to make him hate it because the fans don't love him.
I think Bobby's going nuts here. I let him go next.
Oh my God, Tony, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're so fucking right. I'm telling you right now, the thing that probably pissed everybody off and started cheering him. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, if you listen to the crowd when he was coming out, he was getting cheered anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that killed it right there. Second of all, think about this. Oh my God. This main thing that probably pissed everybody off and people started cheering was because he did the choo-choo thing.
Yeah.
Think about it. They
Yes.
were with him until he did that choo-choo thing, and then they were like, fuck this shit, kill this motherfucker.
Yes.
So they basically was like, we don't like this shit either. Fuck
See,
him up.
I'm not as crazy as you think I am. Some
Right,
people do hate this
You
shit.
look crazy, Rob. Not on this one.
Yeah. But
Not on this
especially
one.
when he
But then, on top of that, when you talk about him doing the Umaga thing, that was to go ahead and establish something, and then his finishing touches was, hey, you done already killed him doing 5 Umagas, and now you're going to do 3 somersaults on top of that? Oh, you a killer. You a killer. Remember his promo. He's coming to kick his ass. He not only kicked his ass, he kicked field goals with that ass. They needed him on the Bears.
It was good.
Yes, it was. It was good as Will Nightingale was being with me for a night. I'm telling you.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I'm telling you, this was my match of the night. I loved every bit of this match.
Wow.
I love this match. Fatu has stepped up. And is the man. The man. Him and we were just got to talk about him. Steiner's son are the two that's going to
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, Braun Breaker is going to take these two that take this company to the next level. You talking about brutality that AEW got? Well, guess what? They gonna bring that brutality. You gonna see John Tobias and Ed Boon come on the corner screen like Mortal Kombat. Brutality. Exactly.
Finish him.
Finish him.
Wow.
These are killers. And I'm sorry. When Jacob Fatu talking about he coming out of prison, and that's what he did out of prison. I love the story that they did with him. With the announcer did the story with him. He's coming out of prison and he figured out, wait a minute, why am I doing this for free when I can beat people up and kill them in the ring and get paid for it? I love every bit of this. This is what the other sector of wrestling fans need, because guess what? Those gangsters, those drug dealers, those people that's been in prison have been ignored for a while when it comes to pro wrestling. And now they have a representative too. It's lovely. It's bringing people together. And guess what? He is smashing people. He is killing people. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm too hype over this shit.
Bobby, what's your rating?
If I was Dave Meltzer, I'd probably give it a 10-star match. I'm sorry. I love this shit. This shit was on point. I'm sorry. I will woke Tony up again. I'm sorry. This shit was on point. 5 always solid match of the year. Sorry.
Okay.
Goodness.
All right, 5. Marcus, please.
Well, first of all, I gotta disagree with Bobby. I mean, I mean, the prison population has been representative. Let's not forget about Dirty Dom first and foremost.
Oh, fuck Dirty Dom. No, man. Hey, Dirty
Hey,
Dom.
hey, whoa. Lay off of Don. Prison changed him.
That's right. He has been represented. He has been represented. No, but seriously, I mean, I think
We
this.
talking about the get along gang drug dealers versus the real drug dealers. Come on, man.
Whoa. He a different man after that shit. Got the teardrop and everything.
I quit.
Got his black heart. Yeah. No, but I'm having a hard time scoring this match because, I mean, first of all, it's barely a match. I think the match did a great job with getting Fatu over even more than what he was. But the big problem I had with the match, and it's not even the match, whoever the cameramen for WWE are, they should be fired. I am so sick of them showing up close that in this particular match, Jacob's Fatu ass never even touched Braun Breaker.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he didn't get touched, and the camera is showing it repeatedly. It's like, God damn, don't put. I mean, we know he's not really doing it. He's not really trying to hurt Braun Breaker, but God damn it, don't put it in my face that his ass is hitting the turnbuckle, and the only thing touching Braun Breaker is the back of the lower part of his thigh. That drives me nuts. That WWE constantly shows that up close. I mean, it drives me absolutely crazy. And it's hard for me to believe that this motherfucker got blood coming out of his mouth. It's like he's not touching him. Stop it. But other than that, so for that, I can only give it a 2.5. I would have gave it more if the cameraman would have shot a more angle because they did a great job doing what they were supposed to do. And I don't know if y'all noticed when Braun did that second ring around the Rosie, that motherfucker was winded. I mean,
Yes.
was damn near walking. I mean, dude, y'all should have abandoned that move.
It wasn't choo choo, it was just chew.
No.
It was poo. It was poo, is what it was.
That's the IC train sitting at its last stop for a half hour before it makes its
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Red line stuck at 35th. Red line stuck at 35th.
It's basically right there. They should. He has one of those a match. That's it. Can't do more than one a match. That's it. But
he better do the one.
Yeah, but he's too damn big. He does not have the the cardio to run around fast like that twice. He can't do it. But I'll give it 2.5.
Yeah. Motown, what's your rating?
Okay, first of all, we seen Braun Breaker run around the ring and hit a fucking devastating spear in 2.9 seconds. The first time Braun Breaker did that, somebody should have told Braun Strowman no more ring around the Rosie because not only does the shit look retarded, it looks even worse when we see full speed and athletic Braun Breaker run around the ring and fucking hit you with that devastating spear. So it should be out of his fucking repertoire at this point.
Yes.
I enjoyed this match because I don't know where they're gonna go with bootleg bloodline, but I feel like the handcuffs are off Jacob Fatu. I love you, Solo. The enforcer, the guy that he was the biggest star in bootleg bloodline, and he wasn't the leader. To me, it wasn't even Roman taking away credibility for Solo being the tribal chief. It was more Jacob Fatu. Because, in all honesty, Solo was a better tribal chief than Roman Reigns, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There was no conflict or anything like that. The way he led it, he was a better tribal chief. But he was outshined by Jacob Fatu with handcuffs on. Handcuffs are fucking off. He's not. Solo ain't the tribal chief no more. They took the handcuffs off of Jacob Fatu, and I am enjoying this shit. This was a goddamn squash match, and I said it before and I said it again. I love old school squash matches, and I love the fact they did on Braun Strowman. Like I said earlier, he ain't the baby face to get him over as a monster heel because nobody feeling his ass anyway. Braun Strowman should be a heel because nobody's feeling his ass anyway. I enjoyed this match. And I'll be honest with you, Mastermind kind of changed my rating on this. I originally gave it 3.75. I'm going to give it a 4. This is going to be my 2 4s for me. Tied for match of the night because I thoroughly enjoyed this and I love Jake. I love you, Jacob Fatu.
I love you, Jacob Fatu.
I have decidedly mixed feelings. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And I'll be honest with you. If they would have went the rest and make him the tribal chief instead of Solo Sikoa, I don't know if Roman beating them.
You know, that is a legitimate thing.
I will tell you this right now. The next t-shirt that I'm going to buy is going to be Jacob Fatu's.
He's a future star. He is. I said Braun Breaker will be in the main event at WrestleMania next year. He may be, or may not, but honestly, Jacob Fatu should be in the main event before Braun Breaker. Yeah. As we're sitting there talking about him, because man, this man is the total package, and he is honestly a little bit further in his development than Braun Breaker is from his time in Independence
from
in there.
Japan. Yeah.
So like, yeah. I'm gonna change what I said. Braun Breaker 2027. Mastermind's probably right. Next year's probably too soon for him. I say 2027. 2026. Jacob Fatu better be in the goddamn main event.
Let me say this right quick though, on Braun Breaker's behalf. Braun Breaker runs so fast they can change his name from Braun Breaker to Soundbreaker.
Yes.
That's motherfucking fast.
Fast and hard. Like he's explosive with his shit.
I do not want to see him on the football field. The Bears need to give him a contract as a linebacker. Bears need him as a linebacker.
I think he did play ball at one point.
He did.
Yeah.
He did, but the Bears need to sign him.
But speaking of football players, though, I can't wait for Scott Steiner's kid to come to the WWE.
Well, not every second generation needs to get into wrestling, for God's sake.
But have you seen that kid, though, Rob?
Not yet.
Oh, God, Rob. Scott Steiner kid is fucking jacked. I don't know how, and he's athletic. I'm not sure how it's going to translate in the ring, but Scott Steiner's kid is fucking jacked and athletic.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody don't need, every second generation don't need to be in there. David Flair.
No.
Unfortunately, Charlotte Flair is the son that Ric Flair wanted.
Well, see, Reed Flair would have been a fantastic professional wrestler. He was training to be in Japan, but he got into heroin and he died.
No, not heroin. Black tar heroin. Why the fuck would you do black tar heroin? I don't give a fuck how high you want to get.
He learned to, he got his extreme behavior from his father.
No. Ric Flair never did that shit.
No, I'm not saying that Flair did heroin. I'm saying that Reed Flair
never did heroin. I'm saying he never did black tar heroin.
Okay, black tar heroin, but I'm not saying that. No, Reed Flair was he learned an addictive personality. He did. Now that is not to say that Ric Flair had something to do with his son. He did not. Absolutely did not. Richard Flair is totally innocent of his son's actions. I want to make that perfectly clear, and I feel very, very bad that the man lost his son, and my heart goes out to him.
Man.
But the fact is that Reed Flair had some demons, and if he had not had those demons, he would have been better than both Rex Steiner and Charlotte Flair combined.
Yeah, kid was incredibly talented.
Yeah, he would have been a once in a lifetime, once in a millennium athlete, and we got robbed of that.
Yeah, we did.
Unfortunately. But
we got them long laser sharp, man.
let me ask the panel something very quickly.
What?
If Scott Steiner's
What?
no, if Scott Steiner's son signs with AEW, will you feel the same way about it?
As far as the talent he has, yes.
It's the same.
I don't care if he's in AEW, WWE, or TNA. I don't give a fuck. I want to see him in the ring, though, because the motherfucker is jacked. He got it in his blood. He's athletic as hell. I don't know if it's going to translate, because we know, like, when you go from, like, that for football to what, you don't know how it's going to translate. I want to see. I want to see him sink or swim. I want to see it.
Okay.
I'd rather see him try and fail than not try at all.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I think it will matter simply because as of right now, we have not seen AEW have the ability to develop a wrestler, no matter who he is. Compared with
yeah, so he might be better off at TNA because
Right.
TNA has developed talent.
well, we'll find out. Okay, well, oh God, Steiner math, God help us all. Okay, speaking of math, it is our fourth match and main event of Saturday Night Main Event. Jey Uso taking on Walter/Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. Mastermind, give us your ranking for the main event.
Very good match. Very good build-up. Very good build-up inside the match. Man, I'm sorry. I think I'd be I would have definitely been in the hospital after getting a chop from Gunther. I'm sorry. I'd have been back there saying, "Hey guys, I'm back in the hospital. My stuff ain't acting right." This is a good match. I can't say there was a better match than Strowman and Fatu, but it was a good enough match to get a 4.5 for me.
Okay, Marcus.
Real quick before we move on, I'm Brennan. They're gonna keep throwing his show meat in the comments. I have no fucking idea what he's talking about there, but he throws it a few times. Like, hey, Brandon, can you elaborate a little bit? Because I have no idea.
I don't want to elaborate.
All right, never mind.
He's talking about meat. I got an idea what he's talking about. We're not showing no meat. No.
Oh, y'all want to show some meat? I'll whoop the motherfucker out.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. This will be a meatless edition.
Yeah.
It wasn't a meatless edition when I was with Mandy Rose. That's for goddamn sure. I put it on Mandy Rose like, does.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. And in my case, there will not be any cocktail Franks shown on this program either. And thank you for joining us once again on FTW.
But if Willow comes,
what?
If Willow comes, she's coming.
Thank you for joining us on FTW. Oh my God, we are off to it.
I'm sorry, Rob. I'm not going to show my meat here. I like to keep my meat down under.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh dear God. Stop! You're killing me, damn it. Marcus, what did you think of this match? Preferably in the clean world.
I gave this match a 3. I thought it was good, but I have to admit, and I'm starting to agree with Jim Cornette, Jey Uso is just not a good wrestler. I mean, I kind of disagree with him on that for a while, but I mean, he's not terrible, but to me, there's no question he's over. There's no question about it. But in my opinion, just as a solo performer, he just doesn't do anything particularly well that stands out to me. I don't think he sells well. I don't think his comebacks are particularly good. I mean, you can clearly see the thigh clap when he does his super kick. I mean, sometimes he's very sloppy in the ring. To me, I think he held this match down. I mean, I think it was easier to hide those things when he was in a tag, but as a singles performer, I mean, I go here to say he sucks, but he's just not that good. And that I think Gunther completely carried this match and made him look better than he normally really would have, which is the reason why I think he has not had any kind of major title run because he's too exposed right now as not really being a great wrestler. So I give it I give it a 3.5 completely for Gunther carrying this match.
Okay, I've got to chime in here because I kind of agree with you, Marcus, but I kind of don't. I gave this 2.75. I ranked it a little bit lower. Not only do I think that maybe Jey Uso is a little bit sloppy, but I don't think it's necessarily because he's lacking in talent. I think that it's because somebody is telling him to hold back. And I don't like the fact. Yeah. I mean, look at the last few main event matches that he has had with other people, especially the match he had last year at WrestleMania 40 with Jimmy. Somebody is telling Jey Uso to back off on his high-flying style and to make everything that he's doing all about striking instead of flying, and that is not his forte. Jay has what got him over in the first place as a singles competitor was his ability and his speed and his flight pattern inside the ring. That's what he's known for and what he's good at. And somebody is telling him that in order to be more of a main event guy, he's got to back off on that. And I think that's the wrong advice to be taking. And every time he gets into a singles match, especially against a guy like Walter, he suffers for it. Granted, he wasn't going to win the title anyway in this match, but they didn't need to have Walter's kind of match here. They could have showcased Jay's strength and made him a stronger performer instead of completely relying on his entrance. That, again, his entrance is way too damn long. I don't care how many people like the sing-along. It's a waste of goddamn time. It gets the entrance over rather than the man. And so I think that
he's like Jericho.
Yes, totally 100%. It's all about the entrance. It's all style over substance, and that's a big problem that I have with WWE, and that includes the damn contract signing we got, which was a joke. I hated that. It was all about giving HBK a hometown pop. And don't get me started on the goddamn Fluffy cameo we had, and we all know where that's leading, and the legends around the ring again, but style over substance, and Jey Uso's match and his entrance rather than his performance in this match suffered because of that philosophy. So while I agree with Marcus that Jay may not be all that, at least not yet, it's because somebody's telling him to hold back, so only 2.25 for me.
Let me say this right quick.
Yeah.
Speaking of legends, if everybody think about this, Mark Henry last night got more TV time on a cameo of Saturday Night's main event than he has in all of his career in AEW. Just make that note.
Wait, it's time for the main event.
It's time for a pay fucking check. Okay, Tony, what did you think of this match?
I'm still a page from you, Rob. I'm kind of in between you guys. I see where both of you guys are coming from. I don't know if they tell him to hold back and that's what it is. I see what Marcus is saying because it's just like what Jay is doing in the ring is just because I love Jay. I love main event Jay. I fell in love with him at SummerSlam when we went last year. Like you say, the interest is too long. No, I love the interest. I be on TV, like sitting at home doing this shit. gets you fucking hyped up, but Jay kind of reminds me of Goldberg. Sorry, Mom. Goldberg's biggest thing is the entrance back in the 90s. He dominated you and everything, though, but it was all about the entrance. That music hit, it was all about the entrance. Kind of reminds me of Sandman as well. Like, Sandman was not a great wrestler, but you didn't care because his entrance was fucking great.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they tell him to hold back, or I'm not sure if the entrance is masking it. I'm not sure. I think he's better in tag team. At this point, I don't see them giving him a main event singles push with a title. And if you're not, put him back with Jimmy. Just put him back with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can still do the entrance, and they were a phenomenal tag team. Gunther, I 1,000% agree with Marcus. Gunther carried this match, and I think, and I feel Gunther made Jay look better. It was just like, this was like another, I mean, and we knew Jay was not going to win this match, and it's just like, he's so over, he's so hyped, it's like, when is his time, and you know his time's not coming, but even in a loss, Gunther made him look good in a loss. I wasn't overly in love with the match. I was more in love with the entrance than the match, to be honest with you. I'm happy Gunther kept the title, and I'm happy that Gunther did it the way he did it, because he did bring out a lot, and he did make Jay look stronger than he actually was in the match. But I'm going to give a match a 3.
Okay. All right. Now, we are about out of time here, so we're going to do a lightning round for our Royal Rumble predictions. The first match for the WWE tag titles, Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. Marcus, who you got?
DIY.
Okay. Tony.
DIY.
Bobby.
Unfortunately, DIY.
I'm going to go against the grain and say Motor City Machine Guns. Ladder match for undisputed WWE title, Cody versus KO. Bobby, who you got?
Cody.
Okay. Marcus.
Cody.
Tony.
I might be a lone wolf here, because I'm hoping that Cody don't win. I'm going KO.
Guess what? You're not the lone wolf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going KO too. I think
wow.
this is the beginning of the decline. This is where they take the belts off Cody and they end up fucking him. Okay, Women's Royal Rumble. Who do you got as your winner, and any specialty surprises? Tony.
My winner is Charlotte Flair, and I got 2 surprises. One is a strong possibility. The other one's a long shot. AJ Lee returns, and my Mandy returns. Mandy Rose.
Okay, Marcus.
And I'm going with Charlotte, and normally I wouldn't give a fuck, so I'm quitting while I'm ahead.
Okay, Bobby.
Oh man, this is hard because my surprise is who I want to win, but in reality, I think it's God dog it. I'm just gonna go for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? My surprise and my winner is gonna be the same. It's gonna be Jordan Grace.
Wow.
I'm thinking Jordan Grace has done enough in the business to do these guest appearances to where they might give her a WrestleMania title shot.
That is bold.
But can you call Jordan Grace a surprise at this point?
You said what?
Can you call Jordan Grace being a surprise at this point?
For the win.
Because she's not signed.
Yeah, but I mean, we know she's gonna be there. It's not a surprise.
I thought they did sign her.
Yeah,
they're talking about signing her, but they haven't technically signed her yet.
Yeah, but that's not gonna be a surprise. We all expect it.
It's still gonna be a surprise. It's still considered a surprise. But I think Jordan Grace, and I think the other person is gonna be what's that girl from NXT? Everybody's going nuts over that's the champion. Oh God. I think
Roxanne Perez?
huh?
Roxanne-
No,
Julia.
no. She's gonna be in it, but Julia, yeah, thank you.
Yes, Julia.
That's the other surprise.
Okay. My winner for the women's rumble will be the returning Becky Lynch.
Oh, fuck you, Bob.
See, I knew you were going to say that, Motown. I know you hate that bitch Becky. But you know, if we're talking WWE and we're talking market share, Becky Lynch is still over. So I think they're going to stick her in there, and she's going to win the Rumble. We're going to get surprise. The biggest surprise is going to be Tessa Blanchard coming out there.
You know what? I got a surprise.
Oh,
You know what? I take it back.
oh.
Nice.
I think Jade returns.
Yeah, Jay's definitely coming back.
I also think that Asuka is going to return.
Yeah.
The nice thing with the women's division, because you got 30 spots though, so there's more window of opportunity for return
40.
prizes in the women's. And
No,
Oh,
this one's 40.
What?
Oh.
Yes.
There are 40 people in the women's.
I heard that was a
Royal
rumor,
Rumble.
but I didn't hear that they made that official.
Yeah, I thought they made it official as 40.
I heard there was rumors on it, but I never heard WWE made it official.
Wow.
Okay, then we'll see then.
Well, God help us all, because they're going to be throwing out old fossils in the men's Royal Rumble.
You already know who's returning too, don't you? I didn't want to mention her name, but we might as well. Nikki fucking Bella.
Well, that was rumored. I don't know if it's actually going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's going to.
I wouldn't put anything past them.
And that's a guy I don't give a fuck return.
Okay.
So.
Now, Tony, did you give yours yet?
Yeah, I had AJ Lee and Mandy as my surprise, and I had Charlotte winning.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay. Last but certainly not least in the eyes of 3 or 4 people in this panel, the men's Royal Rumble. Tony, go ahead.
Oh, you had to start. I don't have a surprise in this one. I think they're going to stick with 30 regular guys. Here's what I hope. Here's who I hope wins. If Cody keeps the title, I'm torn. I'm really torn. So I'm going to say Roman Reigns wins it. And I want to say my surprise is going to be is they're going to set up a program in the Royal Rumble where Randall Keith Orton eliminates John Cena, stopping them from going to WrestleMania as a main event, and setting up a match with John Cena and Orton at WrestleMania.
Okay, well, I've got to go next because I have a decidedly more negative opinion of this match. I'm expecting the final 4 that I'm expecting is John Cena, The Rock, CM Punk, and Brock fucking Lesnar. 4 people that I don't want to be there will be in the final 4. And in the end, John fucking Cena is going to win the Royal Rumble, and he's going to take on Kevin Owens at Mania 41.
My real pick for the Royal Rumble is anybody but Cena.
Well, I hope that you are right. Marcus.
Well, I'm with you, Rob. I'm going with Cena winning the whole thing. And I think if it's going to be 40, I think it's all these legends that we're seeing around the ring. I think we will get a couple of them in there, possibly even Ric Flair, possibly as a surprise.
No, take that shit back.
I they don't want them to have a match, so I say, okay, look, if we let you go in the Rumble for about 2-3 minutes, will you sit your ass down now? That's what.
Okay. Here's something even scarier, Marcus. Dory Funk Jr. was in the crowd last night.
Exactly.
If they bring him out there and put him in the Royal Rumble, that's senior abuse.
Yeah, I mean,
my God.
I think there's something to them showing all these legends around the ring. I just got, if it's 40 men, I can see it happening.
God help us all, Bobby.
No, but I just Googled it though, but they're announcing it, and Wikipedia is 30 each, 30 men, 30 women.
Okay. Well, we know Wikipedia is always true. We know that, right?
Shit. Yeah, about as reliable as Dave Meltzer. Bobby.
Oh, whoa! Don't do them like that. They're not as bad as Uncle Dave.
Okay. Defending Wikipedia. Bobby, you got last call for the day.
I'm going to make another controversial prediction because I think that he's done enough to go ahead and main event WrestleMania this year. And I think he's going straight after Roman Reigns. And that's Jacob Fatu is going to win the Royal Rumble. After that, the surprises is going to be the NXT champion is going to make be in the Royal Rumble. I'm going to mess his name up.
Obafemi.
Yeah, Obafemi. And not only are they going to have a young one, they are going to have a legend. And the only one that I think they can do something in the Royal Rumble that's physically able to, because he's still wrestling on the independents, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh, God. I'd rather see Flair in it.
No.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Flair in it.
Hacksaw can still walk, though. Flair,
I can't stand Hacksaw.
you might as well put Hogan in the son of a bitch and have Bronson Reed carry him to the ring, dump him over the ropes, and then, haul him out.
Okay, if Bronson Reed throw Hogan over the top rope, would he climb to the top and tsunami him onto the floor?
We'd be having a funeral.
I know.
Oh. And on that note, we are out of time here for FTW Future Focus this week. What a hell of a ride we've been on today with the four privateers here. Again, our thoughts go out to Ty Nickerson. She was having some technical difficulties here tonight because she's in the middle of the snowstorms in North Carolina. But on behalf of Ty Nickerson and for Marvelous Marcus Buckley, Tony Motown Allen, and the mastermind Bobby Rogers, I am your not so humble correspondent, Robert Black. We will definitely see you in the future. And I don't know if it's back or not, but whatever outro we got, hit it, baby.
And fuck with me.
Sunny and JT wonder when nothing is funny. If we don't do our work, so we show up to school. Cause we like beats and rhymes, cause we all think it's cool. Tick money out. You already know that I do my work, and I'ma let them know I'm the smartest in the class, and my specialty is math. Cause I know my fractions. Homie, you don't know that half. Your boy nuts, flow nasty like the school lunch. Go bananas like a fruit punch, and I stay clean like a toothbrush, yeah. See money and time I get lit, I'm so shook. Every time I take a test, I pass what I know. It's Dame Jones, oh so fly. GPA, oh so high. Passed every test and they don't know why. When I lick over you and I float in the sky, they sigh. Why? I can tell that you're mad and I go to work like I gotta drive in the cab. So sad, but to go back, but then on the last shit, grab you a notepad, bro, man. I study hard. Like a Hail Mary pass in the fourth down in the fourth quarter. I'ma go far. With the launch time headed to the college and I gotta sit flow, but I think I need to vomit. You ain't better than I, you need to stop it, I promise. Like I'm in a profit.